welcome to Inside the Chiefs, presented by Hy-Vee. I'm the voice of the Chiefs, Nathan Believer. I'm joined by Jake Woodford, one of our starting pitchers, and we go inside information here on Inside the Chiefs with Hy-Vee. And let's start off talking about a day when you pitch. You're the starting pitcher. What's your day like? What time do you wake up? What time do you get to the ballpark? Say it's a home game.
Well, everything's pretty normal before you get to the park, but pretty much as soon as you walk through the doors, you start to mentally prepare. And, kind of everything you do is to get ready, whether it's stretching or, getting your meal in, or, you don't go out to BP or anything. You stay in the locker room. So pretty much as soon as you show up to the field, it's about mentally preparing and kind of getting yourself focused for the game.
What do you like in the locker room? Do you talk to teammates on the day that you pitch? Do you kind of just stay to yourself? I know we were down there today. Brendan Mateo is the starting pitcher. He was sitting there playing some video games on his phone, but he was sitting at the table with the other guys. What do you like?
I normally keep to myself more and, read the scouting report on the other team and just listen to music and try and, just try and visualize myself pitching and get focused.
At what point do you get together with that night's starting catcher, Janira Roscoe, our pitching coach, Joe Cruz, the manager, and talk about the team that we're facing, whether it's a team we've seen before and guys you've faced, or it's a team that maybe we haven't seen before? When does that happen, where you kind of have a meeting with those guys?
Probably a couple hours before the game, probably 2 or 3 hours we get together and, we'll bring the catcher and the pitching coach together and we'll kind of walk through the lineup and see how we want to pitch the guys and how we want to attack them and just kind of get on the same page.
A high school guy last year drafted. What's the biggest difference in that prep? Obviously, in high school, you were going to class all day before you went out there and pitched that night, so you don't have to deal with that anymore. But as far as getting ready for a game, what's been the biggest change between high school and pro ball for you?
I'd say it'd be that, just being 100% focused on baseball. It's night and day from going to school for 8 hours and then, going to the field, changing to playing the game. I'd say that, and other than that, just kind of the stage we're on in a big stadium, with actual fans and stuff like that. It's definitely different.
Do you have any superstitions on the day of the game? Do you eat the same meal if you're the starting pitcher, or the same music you listen to, or get dressed the same way? Any superstitions for you?
No, I try and stay away from superstitions, but just try and stay focused and mentally prepare and just try and get after it as soon as I step on the field.
Take us inside the team here, clubhouse, Boston travel. We're out there having fun. Who's kind of the class clown? Who's always making everybody laugh and having fun down there?
I wouldn't say we have one class clown. Tyler Bray, he always gets people going. Him and O'Keefe kind of go back and forth, and they kind of keep things light. So I'd say those two guys are probably the main clowns.
When we're on the bus, I already know the answer to this because you sit behind me. At least you did on this last trip. But what do you like on the bus? What do you like to do? We just had the longest trip we're going to have time-wise with the 9-hour ride back from Lake County, and you were shared up with Dylan Becker for that long ride home, except for when he was sleeping on the ground. But what are you doing to kind of pass that time?
I just try and read or listen to music, try and sleep if I can, because that's what makes it go the fastest. But other than that, you just kind of talk to the people around you and get to know your teammates.
Yeah, that's the fun part. Then we stop and get some snacks or Burger King or wherever we were the other time and get some food, get going. So far, where we've been on the road, what have you liked the most?
Just kind of see different cities. It's nice to be able to go places that I'd probably never visit unless I was playing baseball. That's just kind of the way I like to look at it. We went through 3 states on our last trip.
Yep.
It's interesting to just kind of get to see the country in a fashion that I probably wouldn't be able to see if I wasn't in pro baseball.
You're in a host family here with Steven Gallardo. What has that been like for you? And getting, obviously they take care of you and give you a place to live and have some nice meals and that kind of stuff for you. Though you're at the ballpark probably more than you're even at the host family, except for when you're asleep. But what's that process been like for you?
Our host family's awesome. They take care of us, and she picked us up from the hotel, and our beds were ready, and they opened their kitchen to us, and we can make breakfast and lunch and whatever meals we want. They loaned us a car for a week before I got my truck up here, so they just made the transition a lot easier.
So if you're going to go to Hy-Vee and you're going to cook a meal, what are you cooking?
I'd probably go with steak or chicken, and then probably some rice.
There you go. Nice and basic,
simple.
but but very tasty. So you got that going. You're a Florida guy, a great high school talent in the state of Florida. We see high draft picks every year out of Florida. You played with some in high school. You played against some in high school in your travel teams. give us some names of some guys that you played against that you're impressed by.
Well, my teammate, Kyle Tucker, he was drafted last year. He's still, I think, the best hitter I've faced in a long time, probably my whole life. Then we faced Tyler Danish my junior year. He went to the White Sox. I grew up with Carson Fulmer. When, we were always playing travel ball, my brother and I with him. Brett Phillips for the Brewers. Michael Givens, he's on the big league team with the Orioles. He went to our high school, and he's always around. A great dude.
And that's a guy, Phillips, who crushed us when he was on Quad Cities
Right.
this league. And then we saw Kyle that first series. You didn't face him because we had the rain out in Burlington. I think you would have pitched against Quad Cities. But let's see, he robbed a home run against us. Out left field, made a diving catch, and then he hit a home run against us. And that's a guy that you grew up with. You got to be like, man, can you wait a couple days and do this against another team and instead of doing it against us? What was it like? A good friend, a guy that you grew up playing with, and then you're watching him on the other side and wishing he wasn't doing that stuff against us, but you've obviously seen him do that before.
Right. It's weird seeing him do that kind of stuff and not be happy about it because it's against your team. I've played on the same team with him for probably 7 or 8 years now, so it's definitely different. Going out there and seeing him play against you, but I'm happy for him. He's doing a great job.
Let's finish it up here inside the Chiefs in spring training. You guys are blessed, the organization that you're with, that there's so many former big leaguers around. The current big leaguers come over to camp. Pitching-wise, who were some guys that maybe you got a little awed by, or you kind of stood around and made sure you listened to them while they were talking during spring training this year?
Braden Looper, he's been around a lot even here. He's been a great influence for me and just helping me with, not just on the field stuff, but off the field stuff and mental preparation and, everything to that extent. And then, Jason Ringhausen, all-time great. He's around, and, they're just down-to-earth guys that are just around to help. And they're just really approachable, so you can always go and ask them a question, or even if you just want to go talk to them and introduce yourself, they're just always open to that.
Yeah, nice tradition too. First-round picks. I know Rob Kaminsky was gone before you really got into the organizations. He was traded last year from Palm Beach. Jack Fleury was a first-rounder here last year, and now you're the first-rounder here this year. So nice footsteps, I guess, from those guys to follow along is pitching first-rounders with the Cardinals here with the Chiefs.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much for your time, Jake Woodford, Inside the Chiefs, presented by Hy-Vee.